So here's a question that's been kind of haunting me lately. Do you know your neighbors? Like, actually know them. Not, I've seen that guy take his trash out. I mean, know their name, talk to them, could knock on their door if you needed something. For most people watching this, and I genuinely love to know in the comments, the answer is no. You might know one. Maybe. The people living 15 feet away from you, sharing a wall or a fence, and you have no idea who they are. You wouldn't recognize them in a grocery store. And the thing is, this is brand new. Like, historically, this is bizarre. For basically all of human history, the people physically nearest to you were the people you knew best. Your neighbors were your safety net, your social life, your community. And in the span of about one generation, that just evaporated quietly. Nobody decided it, it just happened. And now it's so normal that not knowing your neighbors feels completely fine. So today I want to figure out how that happened, because I think it explains a lot about why everyone feels so disconnected and lonely right now, even though we're more connected than ever. Let's get into it. Okay, so first, let me paint the picture of how it used to be, because the contrast is kind of wild. If you talk to anyone older, your parents, grandparents, about the neighborhood they grew up in, you get the same story every time. Everyone knew everyone. Kids ran between houses freely. You could borrow a cup of sugar, and that wasn't a cute saying. People literally did that. Doors were unlocked. If you got hurt playing outside, any adult on the street would patch you up and call your mom. There was this whole web of people who all knew each other and kind of watched out for each other, and it wasn't because people back then were nicer or more social. It's because the whole structure of life pushed people together. You had no choice but to know your neighbors. They were woven into your daily existence, whether you liked it or not. And that's the key thing. It wasn't effort, it was the default. The friction was all pointed toward connection. Now the friction points the other way. Everything about modern life is set up so you never have to interact with the people around you, and most of us just follow the path of least resistance, which now leads to total isolation. So let me break down what actually changed. The first big one is the car and how we build everything around it. Think about an old neighborhood. People walked places. You walk to the shop, you walk to the bus, kids walk to school. And when you walk, you run into people. You see the same faces, you nod, you chat, you slowly get to know the person 2 doors down because you keep crossing paths. Walking creates these constant, tiny, low-stakes interactions that add up to actually knowing someone over time. Now think about how a modern suburb works. You wake up, you walk from your house into the garage, not even outside. You get in your car, the garage door opens, you drive away, you come home, the door opens, you pull in, the door closes. You can go your entire day, your entire week, your entire life without ever being outside on your own street at the same time as another human being. The car lets you skip the entire neighborhood. You're sealed in a metal box from your house to wherever you're going and back. The street stopped being a place where people are and became a thing you drive through. We engineered the chance encounters right out of existence. The second thing is air conditioning, and this one sounds random, but stick with me because it's real. Before AC, what did people do on a hot summer evening? They went outside. They sat on the porch. They sat on the front steps. Because inside was unbearable, and outside was where the air was. And when everyone on a street is sitting on their porch in the evening, you talk, you wave, you watch the kids play. The front of the house was where life happened, and it faced the street, so it faced your neighbors. Then AC happened, and everyone went inside. Why sit in the heat when it's a perfect 72 degrees in your living room? So we all retreated indoors. And then, this is the part that gets me, house design literally changed. Builders stopped putting big front porches on houses because nobody used them anymore. The front of the house became just a garage door and a path to the door. And life moved to the back, the backyard, the back deck, which is private, fenced, facing away from everyone. We literally turned our houses around to face away from each other. The architecture itself stopped pointing us toward our neighbors and started pointing us away. Third thing, and this is a big one, we stopped needing each other. A lot of why neighbors knew each other was practical. You needed them. You'd borrow tools, watch each other's kids, share food, help with projects, get a ride. There was this constant exchange of small favors that built relationships whether you meant to or not. Need was the glue. Now, you don't need anyone. Need a tool, order it on Amazon, it's there tomorrow. Need a ride, open an app. Need food, it gets delivered to your door by a stranger you'll never see. Need childcare? There's an app for that too. Every single thing your neighbors used to provide, you can now get from a company instantly, without having to talk to a single person you'll ever see again. and it's convenient. It's genuinely amazing that we can do this. But the side effect is the entire web of small dependencies that used to bind a community together just dissolved. We don't need each other anymore, so we don't know each other anymore. Convenience quietly bought our independence, and the cost was community. And the bill came so slowly, nobody noticed they were paying it. And then the last one, the obvious one, phones and the internet. This is the big accelerant on everything else. Because here's the thing, humans need social connection. That need didn't go away. So when the neighborhood stopped providing it, where did it go? Online. Your community isn't the people around you anymore. It's people scattered across the entire world who happen to share your interests. Your friends are in a group chat, a Discord, a comment section, which is genuinely cool in a lot of ways. You can find your people no matter how niche you are, but it means the people physically nearest to you became irrelevant to your social life. You don't need the guy next door to talk about your hobby because there's an entire online community for it. So why would you ever knock on his door? Your social needs are met by people 1,000 miles away, and the person sharing your wall is a complete stranger. We outsourced our community to the internet and abandoned the one right outside the door. So, okay, does this actually matter? Or is it just nostalgia, old people yelling at clouds, things change? Who cares? I think it matters, and here's why. There's a loneliness epidemic right now. It's real, it's measured. People are more isolated and more anxious and more depressed than basically ever, and it's happening at the exact same time we supposedly have more connection than ever through our phones. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I think online connection, as great as it is, doesn't fully replace the physical kind. There's something about knowing the people around you, about being a recognized face in a real place that we genuinely need and that a group chat can't quite give you. There's also just a practical safety net thing. When you know your neighbors, you have help 15 feet away. Someone notices if something's wrong. Someone grabs your package, watches your place, checks on you if they haven't seen you in a while. That web caught people, and we took it down. Now, if something happens, you're on your own behind your locked door, even though there are 40 people living within shouting distance. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to go knock on every door in your street tomorrow, because that's weird now, and that's kind of the sad part. It's become weird to do the thing that used to be completely normal. The bar for normal neighbor behavior moved so far that basic friendliness now reads as strange. But I do think you can push against it a little. Just say hi when you see them. Learn one name, a wave, a nod, a 30-second conversation about nothing. It's small, but those tiny interactions are exactly the thing that disappeared, and they're how it used to build. You don't have to become best friends with the whole block. Just crack the door open a little on the idea that the people around you are people. Because here's the thing I keep coming back to. This didn't vanish because people decided community wasn't worth it. It vanished as a side effect of 100 conveniences we all said yes to, one at a time, each of which made sense on its own. Nobody chose to be isolated. We just kept choosing the easier option, and isolation was hiding inside all of those easy options the whole time. And the good news in that is, if it disappeared by accident through 1,000 small defaults, then maybe it can come back the same way, through 1,000 small choices that point the other direction. Saying hi, sitting out front, knowing one name. It's not much, but it's the same small stuff that built it the first time. Anyway, that's been rattling around my head. Genuinely curious, do you know your neighbors? Be honest in the comments. I'm betting most of you are going to say no, and I think that says something. All right, catch you next time.